Thanks, see you later.
Hey, Paco. Thanks, Melanie. Jimmy, Tommy, Michael. Is Kelly here?
Yes.
Fantastic. You can stand up in front of me at a fashion show anytime. I'm so sorry. But the pretty girls were dancing. I just needed to see. Hey, you guys. We got to do this last year, and it's interesting, you know, to speak before the speaking starts. Is kind of, you don't want to trump all the cool stuff that you're about to learn, but I do think this is an opportunity to kind of set the stage for how to approach, a way to approach this weekend that you might consider, okay? And to remind each other a little bit just what we do and why it's important, all right? So, again, I wasn't here to hear all the good stuff that you said, so I'm sorry if I repeat some of this, but one of the things that happens is this weekend comes and goes real fast, and then it's very possible, one of two things is going to happen this weekend to you. You're either going to leave here and have like 4 or 5 nuggets that are going to change your business, and a year from now you're going to be the one up here on stage, and you're going to be in the grand arena, and we're going to be celebrating you, your name's going to be up there, or you're going to leave here with pretty much sort of the same idea of how you run the business as you had when you got here. You might have a couple more t-shirts, you had a good time, and you might have a hangover, but that's about it. Okay? And by the way, either one of them is a choice. It's important that you understand that how you leave here and how you approach this weekend is a choice. And the reason I say that, remember in high school or college, like they would give you the big, thick textbook. You got to go through the textbook, and the teacher's going through, the instructor taking you through that, and you're like, what am I supposed to memorize this whole thing? Yes, you had to learn the whole thing because there was going to be a test. But you didn't know, in the final exam, you didn't know what questions they were going to ask, so you had to pay attention to everything. And then you had that test, and then you got a grade. Well, it's different this time. The text is summoned. You got to pay attention to everything because there's going to be a test. But you don't know what the questions on the test are going to be, so you don't know what information inside that text is going to be valuable to you. But the big difference is the outcome of this test is not a letter grade. The outcome is, do you achieve your physical results that you're after, or do you create the wealth that you want? That's the outcome. You're in charge of how closely you pay attention, of whether you take notes during these things. You're in charge of how this goes. So, might not be from me, could be something that anybody said, it could be, we know there have been big lines at the core, a lot of people, so much demand. How awesome that the products that you represent, the brands you represent, have these huge lines. Celebrate that. But, while you're standing in line, that's not just a line. That's a mini convention in and of itself of people who are experiencing the same products, the same struggles with the business as you are, and there's nuggets happening all around you. People who are experiencing how to sell these products, how to talk about these products, how to overcome failure, overcome objections, and so on, that you could be learning. And I guarantee you that by making the choice to be here, there's a reason for you to be here if you're paying attention. I don't believe in fate without a choice to participate in fate. You can ruin fate, right? Well, fate right now got you here, but you got to participate willingly in this, because it's possible that the whole opportunity just goes whoop, just misses you. But there's going to be grains, there's going to be little things. I mean, these people that you were learning from today, what did they say that are meaningful to you? Remember them. As important as the partying and the fashion shows and the people and the flexing and all this stuff, it's important that you think, how can this help me help more people? Look, I know that, there are people up here that you've seen who are super successful. 2 things that I know they're doing. 1, they didn't quit. And 2, they work hard. The thing that separates them from the people who are not getting traction in this business, those people often quit. I guarantee you, when you quit, all that hard work that you put into the business up to that point gets absolutely wiped out. All that investment in time and energy and thinking and learning and trying to understand, just gets wiped out, man. Imagine that. It's just like, snip. All that is gone, that big investment. Or they don't quit, but it's like a slow fever. You don't really know, you're not really in it. I think I put a Facebook post last year that said I was doing something, and I tweeted that I wanted to do a challenge group, and that's not work. You gotta work for it. Okay, let's do something I don't normally do. And I'm not asking this, don't raise your hand if this is not your goal, and it's okay if this is not your goal, okay? But who would like to earn $1 million from this business or more? Okay, okay, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Like, really keep them up. Commit to it. Okay. So, if you are unwilling to work for that, put your hand down. Okay, nobody's hand went down. That's good news. Put them down now. So, I want you to think. Now you can put it down. Now, I want you to think about what just happened. You just consciously said, I would like to make $1 million, and I'm willing to work for it. You've got to think about what that means, because that has very significant consequences or ramifications if you really want it. Are you pretending, or do you really want it? It's just like P90X, it will not, the ripped body will not happen by itself. I don't even care if you're ripped. The body that supports your health will not happen by accident. Drinking Shakeology every single day to support your health does not happen by accident. Fate doesn't happen unless you choose to participate in it. So if you want that $1 million, you got to be willing to work for it. And part of that work is this weekend. Doesn't mean you can't have fun. I love my job as CEO, but man, I work my ass off. I just wanted to make sure there was no children. Okay, so I work hard. You get what? See what she did? She made you the kid. Now I know. Now I get it. She's everything you've ever said. I like to bust chops. That's two of my favorites. So, all right. But I also know in that work, it's going to be hard because you guys stepped up to be a part of one of the hardest possible business opportunities that are out there, right? There are other business opportunities, and I tend to call them, because I'm a judgmental jerk, empty boxes, right? Like, hey, weight loss is a great way to lose weight. It's in this box, and you can make so much money and get a car. Okay, but usually there's artificial sweeteners in there, there's artificial things, and they don't have any other thing but protein and maybe a couple little isolated vitamins and minerals in there, but that doesn't matter really. It's about the money in the car! Okay, or you can get this other fitness thing that also been sold on television, could be good, and you get money in a car! Or there's another brand new beauty product, get it pre-launched, and you can get a car! Over here, what you chose, okay, you're gonna have to work your ass off for 90 days. It's going to be really hard. You have to limit your portions. You need to drink a shake that costs $4 a serving. It's a shake. And you can put some peanut butter in if you want, but it's a shake. And you need to, if you want to make some money, you're going to have to help people, not just sell them, but you have to help them on the merits of that thing I just told you about. Okay? And you might create some wealth if you're good at all this. My point is, you are really, and I'm not kidding, special people for choosing this. Because it is in like 2002, 2003, I can remember you have these moments in business. And I just want to show you that your choice is not unlike a choice that John and I made that got us all here in the same building. When, remember ephedra? Okay? Ephedra, like it's an herb. Not bad, not a bad pill, but it's when you take too much of it, it really does some bad things. It just rips at your adrenals in terms of stored energy and stuff like that. So it has an impact. Anyway, people were using it for weight loss, and over the course of 18 months, this thing shot up. It was like a $5 billion ingredient. And I walked into John's office, and we were looking at message boards, and I was like, people are talking about this ephedra. You know, we were a $60 million a year business at the time. I was like, we can like, boom, half a billion dollars a year we could add to this company because we're good at marketing if we decided to go down a federal. Again, looking at the message boards, and John said, look, we have positioned ourselves as the company that promotes healthy approach to fitness and weight loss with no quick fix. And if we make this choice now, we're not going to be able to get back there. So we really looked at it, talked to some of our advisors, and we just said, all right, we're going to stay the course. That was a key bellwether moment, as they say, where we said we were going to be the ones that had the guts to try to create wealth and create a business out of this box over here that you guys chose as well. Now that choice was not easy because when we were making Power 90, and of course when we were making P90X for infomercials, the entire industry said, that thing will never sell. Nobody wants to see people doing pull-ups, nobody wants to see people working out that hard. But John and I, our feeling was, look, rational, educated, thinking people look at these other things on TV. I think I feel my abs working. My butt's getting firm right now. And rational people, they just reject them. There was nothing on TV, but show me people grunting, working hard, sweating. That would appeal to me. I might buy that, even though it's an infomercial. And that's the road that we went down. That is what attracted you to us. That's why I'm saying you're special. I don't think you made this a light choice because you have these other options. You chose this thing that's hard. But let me tell you something. There's also a reason that in the network marketing business, our turnover rate or our retention is stronger than anybody else's in the business because we attract smart people who aren't afraid to work, who understand the benefits of work, will actually truly get you healthy. And guess what? It actually truly gets you healthy. It's not an empty box. So we don't lose people in 90 days unless they came in for the wrong reason. That's why it's important that we lead with this message that Melanie was there. When we first had the founders in there, the message was, we're going to help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives, and that can create wealth and opportunity for people. You represent the next extension of that. So now I get to stand here in front of you and reconnect with you on a more direct basis than when it's 7,000 people in a room and say, let's keep doing that, okay? But let's not do it in a way that is salesy, that is selling for selling. I'll tell you another story. When I was in high school, I had a job. I had a job in a men's clothing store, and I needed the money like really bad. No, I say college. So this kid walks in. This 19-year-old kid walks in. And he's like, "Hey man, I want to get a leather coat." I'm like, "Great, come on over here to the leather coats. That's awesome commission." Like leather coats. I'm like, "Oh, I got one leather coat left. Like, try this one on." Kid puts it on, and his hands don't even make it. Like the sleeves are like down to his knees. It's like, this coat doesn't fit, man. I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course it fits. Like, pulled the sleeves up to his elbows. It's like, it's too baggy, man. I'm like, no, that's the swashbuckler look. That's what all the kids are wearing now, man. Swashbuckler look is in. And I called the other salesman over, and I was like, does this guy look awesome with the swashbuckler look leather jacket? And they were like, totally, he looks great. I'm like, really? Yeah, you totally look great. Boom, ran that credit card, got the $250, and it was the worst sale I ever made in my life when I needed it the most because I totally used that kid for my own benefit. That's not what I want you to be about. That's why sales is hard. That's what's so amazing when somebody who really believes in something truly connects with somebody to help them. Instead of trying to sell them, they try to help them. The most impactful thing that you could do when you leave here for your business so that, I know it's tough to sell because you feel like, I don't want that rejection. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to get people to buy stuff that they don't want. How do you get over that? You need to be more creative about how you care about people. I said that way on purpose. Be more creative about how you care about people, and you need to connect with that when you wake up. Do not wake up thinking, I need to get in Success Club. I need to sell the Combat Challenge Pack because this is the last 3 days that it's on this special deal. I need to convince this person to get T25 because I'm getting points in my Team Cup Challenge. No, that's about you. You need to start the day thinking, how am I going to care people more, care about people more, and show them that I care, and make sure that they're getting what they want. Because here's what's going to happen. They're going to fall in one of three buckets. There's the first bucket, which you love, which is, hi, I'd like to talk to you about this product called Shakeology. I'll take 3 bags. Or, I'd love to be a coach. Or, you know, I want to get fit. Boom, that's bucket 1. They're in, you're offering them something that they need or want. Bucket 2 is, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure I'm ready to start that. Let me see how it goes for you. Right? That's why it's so important that you are a product of the product. Again, I'm not saying that you have to be a ripped, hard body. I'm saying that you need to represent your place in the continuum and the frustration with how hard it is. That's the role that a coach plays. I'm going to help you get there. You and I will do this together. So in bucket 2, hopefully you can move them over to bucket 1. But you think I work for a living? I don't work. I just watch Facebook. And I'm checking your pages all the time. And I can tell who's working the business and who's pretending to work the business. Because one of the things that you can do is you can show what your workouts are, you can hold up your DVD, you can show your shake from time to time, or your Facebook is silent about this part of your business. Now that could just be a choice that you make. You don't want to cross-mingle the two, but it's an opportunity for you, without selling, to show people, this is what I'm doing now, or I've got a challenge group going now, I'd love to get you involved. But I can tell, you know, I do have to unfriend people because I only use Facebook for this business. So, and you're so limited in the number of friends, so I unfriend people. If I can't tell that they're a coach, I got to make room for somebody who's really working it. So that's all I do all day long is Facebook. I'm just kidding. She's hot. I'm just kidding. Friend. Everybody needs a little fun. God, that was terrible what I just did. Totally lost my place. No, so you got these 3 buckets, right? So in this 3rd bucket, when you talk to them and they say, I don't want anything to do with what you're talking about. I'm not interested at all. Doritos is a food group to me. I love fast food. I like to drink a lot. Or I just want to play video games. Or I love my job. Or whatever. And look, I'm not judging this. I'm saying whatever reason that they're in their box, they don't have what you need, and you have worked and been creative enough about discussing and trying to understand what they might need, then just leave them in that box. Let them go. Don't waste any time on them. That's part of the work, is having the discipline to work in box 2 and box 1. Because box 1, they're going to become coaches for you, so they're going to have their own boxes. So this is where you work. Save your time away from box 3. Your job is not to save the world from people who don't want to be saved or who want to be brought into into this business, okay? Give yourself permission to not work this box once you understand it. Now, that doesn't mean, though, that it's going to be easy to start these conversations. All right, I know you don't want to start conversations with people, gosh, you look like you could lose some weight. You can't start conversations. Ma, your kids are a little heavy. Can we talk about your home habits? No, you can't start a conversation that way. But, 77% of the population says that's 3 out of 4 people say they have the symptoms of stress every single day. That's a clinical statistic. 3 out of 4 complain of stress every single day. The top 3 reasons for stress are problems at work, money problems, or health problems. So, here's just a tip, one tip about being creative about how to care about people. Man, you're having a stressful day? I know I'm having a stressful day. Conversation started. Because do you think we have a way to address those 3 things? Problems at work? I have some way that you could start to make some money, feel more rewarded by your work, and maybe have a backup job if you ever want to leave that job. Money, I got a way that if you sell these challenge packs and help people get healthy and fit, you can actually get paid for it, and you're having a positive influence on your friends and family. Or 3rd, health. Duh, we have the healthiest meal of the day. So, that's a creative way to approach caring about people. But that's the creativity. That's your job. That's our job as Team Beachbody. You've got to find a way to start a conversation. And there are some, tummy migrant, man, follow that guy around for 5 minutes and you're going to see 10 conversations. It's unbelievable. He'll probably sign up 16 coaches before he gets to the men's room. Truly. So that's the process that you go through. And it's more than big dreams. It's more than building a big company and creating wealth. Last thing I want to say is, because, you know, we could go on and on about saving the world and helping people, but we got to save the world. We got to help people. How is it? We're animals, right? We're a species. Human species. That's what we're called. Okay? Is it human species? Homo sapiens or something? Homo sapiens. We're an animal. Right. Okay. You know, you see these every other animal spends their day, I gotta survive. Insects, ants, amoebas, everything. I gotta survive. Where's my food? Save the kids, the eggs. You know, the ducks are crossing the street. Come on, kids. Come on, kids. Ducklings. Come on, come on. They're all worried. Survive, survive, survive. And for some reason, 64% of our population is obese, overweight. 68% is overweight. 34% is obese. The outcome of obesity, on average, is they die 9 years sooner than their counterparts. That's 9 years. When did we stop fighting for life as a people? When did we stop caring? 40% of the calories that our kids consume are empty calories on average. The average intake that we're recommended to eat is about 2,000 calories. Of course, height and weight and all that, height and where you are, your BMI is, affects that. But 2,000 is the benchmark. As Americans, the average calorie intake, 3,800 calories a day. We are killing ourselves. Somehow we went from a species, you know, fighting with spears, and I gotta get the fish for my kids, and I gotta build a hut so that the rain and the freezing and the stuff, and we make it through the winter, and now we're just like, whatever, it's okay, well, it's 9 years, that's no big deal. 80% of the kids that grow up obese will become obese adults. That means parents, 80% of the parents who allow their kids to grow up to be obese adults are okay with their kids dying 9 years earlier. 300,000 children die a year from obesity. This is a lifestyle disease, which means we are choosing it. I can't tell you how grateful I am to be in a building surrounded by you people. People say, you know, oh, CEO, look at him, he's so great, this is a standing ovation, whatever. I am the lucky one, that I get to stand up here and look you guys in the face, and I know that you've got my back, that you're helping me restore sanity to some crazy evolution out of the desire to survive and thrive. You guys hold the key. I can't do this. Infomercials are going down. The whole industry is going down. What's the one thing that's growing for us? Network marketing. Why is that? Because people helping people is the solution to our problems. And it's definitely the solution to this problem. We are the only company in the country, and certainly this country, but I think the world, that has this nailed, and it's because of who you are. Because you didn't choose the empty box. You choose the hard thing. You choose work. How much more fulfilling is a life of work and helping people than a life of pretending to work and just trying to make the next buck? I know it's not easy. It's not a foregone conclusion. It might not be this week that you get traction. It might not be next month. You might not win Team Cup this time. You might not get the best results from your program this time. But I promise you, if you refuse to quit, you will not fail. Listen to me. If you refuse to quit, you will not fail. If you absolutely take action and learn from this weekend, consciously, caring, you want to learn from this weekend to get something out of this for yourself, for that big dream, you will succeed. That's the only way it goes. The only choice you have to succeed is to pay attention and then work it. And you're going to be like, whap, shot out of here like a slingshot, have the best June, the best July, the best August, pay cash for Christmas. It's going to be outrageous, but it's up to you. I feel lucky to be in front of you.